Hello friends, I'm going to read a book to you today that's titled Giraffes Can't Dance, written by Giles Andreae and Guy Parker Rees. Let's check this out. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at his knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. It's called the jungle dance. And this year, when they arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. And there you see all the animals in the jungle dancing and having a good time. But here's Gerald. He doesn't seem too happy. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. And there you see the rhinos and the lions dancing. But where's Gerald? What's going to happen? The chimps did a cha-cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. They're really having a good time. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Well, that's not very nice. Oh, and there's Gerald. I wonder what's going to happen next. What do you think is going to happen next? Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before. So sad and so alone. And there's Gerald feeling so sad while all the other creatures are dancing and having a good time. Let's see what happens next. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. And he said, "Sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." There's Gerald looking up at the moon and, oh, do you see cricket? Let's see what happens next. "Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze," said Cricket. "So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to." Oh, look at Gerald. He's thinking about what Cricket is saying to him. Do you see Cricket? Let's see. With that, Cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, with his tail swishing round. There's Cricket playing the violin, and here's Gerald. He's starting to dance. Let's see what happens next. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Do you think giraffes can dance? Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was wide open. I'm dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I'm dancing, Gerald cried. He's so happy. I would be happy too. Do you know how to dance? Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen!" Oh my goodness, and there he is dancing, and all the creatures are watching him. Remember earlier on they made fun of him? Making fun of people is not nice, is it? We have to be kind to one another. How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. And there's Gerald bowing. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon. "Well, all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." We all can dance. And that's the story about Giraffes Can't Dance.